Hi there, and welcome to Three Rail Steve, and a happy new year to you all. And in this video I'm going to make a card replica of the station house in Warmley. I've been through this process before if you watched my previous videos. So basically I designed it on Inkscape, and I make some card templates. I then cover them in texture paper, which I've also downloaded off the internet, and gradually I build up all the shapes and stick them together and reinforce them, and you end up with like the shell of the building. And then you just basically have to sort of start adding layers to it. So you can see all the Inkscape design that I've done there. So the outer layers basically are a card cut for the shapes of the window sills, and you can see I've added some exterior detail to the door, the actual thing that goes over the top of the door, and the door itself is actually a photograph of the real door printed off and put into place. So this is how I make windows for my model buildings. So first of all I take some sticky label paper which I put through the printer, and I stick it to an old some old meat packaging, which I then chop out, and then I cut out the actual template of the windows. And all you have to do really is you need a very sharp scalpel, and you just basically score along the lines of the negative parts of the windows, i.e. the black bits, and just go all the way through, and just go, first we'll start with all the horizontal lines, which I'm doing now, one by one, just nice and carefully. And we need about 3 strokes of the knife, so that's enough to go through the label paper, but not through the clear plastic that's behind it. And you just keep doing that, and then you will eventually get to the point when you can start peeling off the clear bits of the window, the negative bits if you like. So I'm just finishing this off now. It doesn't take that long really, although this video was a little bit edited. So just do that. I haven't sped this up at all, so here we go. We're just going to use the edge of the scalpel just to pick off the black parts which represent the clear parts of the window, thus exposing the clear plastic behind the sticky label. And this is quite a nice method of creating a window that is to scale and fits in the actual building that you've made, because it's obviously part of the integrated design that you've designed on Inkscape, so you know it should actually fit, although there are variables like the thickness of the actual paper that you're using to cover the model that might make the window slightly smaller than you expect, which can be a bit of a problem, but it's in this case I think it works. I've already made some windows and attached them to the building, and it seems to work pretty well. So I'm just going to snip this window out with a pair of scissors, because it's nice and easy rather than using a knife. And then we'll just use a bit of PVA glue just around the edge. If we get some on the actual window itself, it's not really a problem, as it does dry quite clear, so you won't really see it that much unless you've got very close to the model, which you don't really need to do, because you probably see all the other defects in it as well if you've got that close to it. But this is the best way of doing it. You can use other methods, maybe you could use super glue, say, but it does give you the chance to actually move the window around to get in exactly the correct position that you want. So just pop it in from behind. So this building is made of layers in effect. So you've got the wall layer, and on top of the wall layer you've got the window sills, and the layer behind is going to be the windows, and then there's probably going to be another layer again which will be the interior of the building, because you can see through the windows you need to see like wallpaper and walls, etc. So that's the actual window stuck in place, and this is kind of filmed this photograph these on my windowsill, and this is what they look like. So the next thing is to move on to the roof. So I'm building the roof separately, and I've built up in various triangle shapes a framing effect, so that I can actually fit the roof material to the roof, and this actually fits into place on the building and can be removed, because obviously if you want to work on the inside of the building at a later stage, then taking the roof off and being able to remove all the floors that are put in as well is pretty important. So I'm just gradually building up the actual shape of the roof, just using pieces of card measuring and checking it all fits together nicely. It's also working on the chimney, which is built up various layers of card, and the actual little chimney pots at the top are made from cotton wool buds chopped up with a bit of tape around them. And the roof itself, because it's a tiled roof, I've used lots of cocktail sticks to get the tile ridges, so when you stick the texture paper over the top, it does pick up some of the shape. It's quite a subtle effect, but at least it doesn't look flat. And then obviously finish off with some boards that go around the edge of the roof and a few drain pipes and things, and that is kind of completed, and can actually fit onto the diorama, which I'm also building, which I will do another video about. And there you go, that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye.